everyone. So this is my first time doing this, so might be a little choppy, but here I am. I started a thing called Mondays 3-2-1. It's a spin-off of James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits, and he does a similar thing. I don't know if it's 1-2-3 or 3-2-1, but sort of stole it from him. Borrowed, maybe, is a better word. But every Monday, I am putting out content or newsletter, whatever you want to call it, called Mondays 3-2-1, where I am doing 3 things to thrive for the week, 2 thought prompts, and then 1 resource that I love. And the goal behind this is just to sort of, get my thoughts, my inspirations, how I look at life out into the world. And hopefully it resonates with some people. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But just sort of trying to get the word out there. So today's Monday's 3-2-1, my 3 things to thrive. The first one is generate joy. So I've noticed sort of in my own behaviors and my own choices that, especially over the last couple months, I do a lot of things and I make a lot of decisions that I think will generate joy, or, I plan something, in my life, whether it's a career, a personal choice, whatever it is, that someday will generate joy and bring happiness to me. And I've just sort of realized that it's not really working. And it's a little silly that I do that. Not to judge myself, I'm being very gentle, but I'm just taking a new spin on things and generating joy now, and not tomorrow, and not doing things that I think will generate joy in the future, but doing it right now. And literally make choices and do things that will spark joy in my life. And so that brings me to why I'm doing this, which is cool. The second thing for today to thrive for this week is to let go of the rice, which sounds very cryptic, I know, but I was in a yoga practice last week and I heard the story and it just really resonated with me. The story is out of, I don't know if originally, but it's out of a book called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And it's a story about capturing monkeys. And basically what happens is these hunters figure out a way to capture a monkey. They hollow out a coconut and they put a hole in it and they fill the coconut with rice. Cute little monkeys come along. They stick their hand in, and the coconut is chained to a post. That's important. Monkeys come along, they stick their hand in the coconut, hollowed out coconut, and grab a fistful of rice. Their hand won't come out with a fistful of rice. It can only fit in and out without a fist. And so one of the, that is, hunger is a core principle of a monkey. And in this case, it put them at risk of losing their lives, of being captured, and they couldn't let it go. And so it sort of made me think about what I'm doing in my life that I'm not able to let go of. What am I holding on to that I can't let go of? That principle of being hungry is something that has always worked for monkeys in the past. And now under new circumstances, the principle is putting that at risk. So the question becomes, what are you holding on to that you should let go of? Let go of the rice. Let go of the things that no longer spark joy in your life or are no longer of value. Last thing to thrive this week is apply yourself. Emphasis on you there. Everybody has always told me, apply yourself, whether it was in college or in work or in relationships or whatever it may be. It's apply yourself. It's okay, great. I've been applying myself. And I felt like I've done that, especially since, graduating high school. And it was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to apply myself. But what I've realized is that people are missing, or at least I was missing, the you part in yourself. And this sort of ties into the generating joy, but it's like applying you means so much more than applying yourself. Like, what can I bring to the table? My me. I want to start applying me to situations, to decisions, to problems, whatever it is, and being authentic to myself. And not only, drive and hard work and ethic and all of that stuff that comes along with applying yourself, but bringing me to the table. It's my last thing to thrive this week. 2 thought prompts. Now, these are things that you can either journal about, you can talk about, you can just think about it. If you're in your car watching this, which you shouldn't be, please stop. But, at work, before bed, whatever time it is for you, just take a moment and ask yourself hard questions. And more than that, be willing and open to listen to the answers. I know for me, a lot of times, I'll ask myself a hard question and then I answer it, but there's another part of me that's like, wait a second. Well, what about this? How about this? What do we do now? And having the openness and ability to listen to the answer is sometimes the hardest part. So here's my 2 questions for this week. The first is, would you be doing what you're doing if you knew that you were going to fail? Just take a moment, let that sit in. Would you be doing what you were doing if you knew that was going to fail? Second thing is, what stories are you telling yourself? Last thing is my resource for the week. Last week I spent a lot of time, I was listening to a book called Cured by Jeffrey Ridinger. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think I'm sort of right. And it just really has changed my perspective on a lot of things. I am somebody who is not really about Western medicine to begin with, so it really attached to me in that. But the cool thing about it is that he is somebody that was, taught, researched, went through schooling in the Western medicine world, and then sort of had this big light bulb moment or an experience that has changed his mind around things, but still practices in the Western medicine world, but has a really holistic approach on what he does. And I just really appreciated his take on things. And it's also not only that, but the whole story is about, those outliers or the miracles, acts of God, whatever you want to call them, that have been seen throughout history of people recovering from, crazy illnesses, diseases, injuries that you could, that people say don't happen, but they do. They happen a lot. And he goes through the book and sort of researches all of those cases and finds out what they were doing and how we can, as a society, be making a better effort to figure out how to have more of those. So I just really loved it. It was awesome. And again, it's called Cured. I listened to it. It was great. It's pretty long, but it's definitely worth the read. So that's it for this week. Let me know what you guys want to hear more of, if I should go into detail on anything. And yeah, that's what I got for this week. I will see you next week. Bye.